Alright, everyone, welcome back to Supporting Autism Speed Event 2021. Now, before we actually get into the run, and I'll hand over the talking to our runner, uh, PokerFacowaty, to show us Gothic. I want to remind everyone that we have a couple reasons for you to donate to our event. First of all, there's the cause we support. That your donations will be going to directly, which is Organization for Autism Research, which is a hang on, let me find the blurb here. It's a charity that strives to fund autism research as well as ways to enhance the quality of life for individuals with autism. You can find more information about them at researchautism.org. In addition, we have one donation incentive left for you for the very next run that's going to come up after this. One Step from Eden. Now, this run is an estimate of 18 minutes, so you're running out of time to influence that bit war. But it is for One Step from Eden for the category choice, whether we are going to be playing, whether Killer Chair is going to run Celibacy Seekless Pacifist or Neutral. Currently, Neutral is still in the league with $20, Pacifist right behind it with 14. And with that said, let's hand it over to PokerFacowaty for some Gothic No Out of Bounds.
Hello, my name is PokerFacowaty, as it's been said, I just realized that, and this is Gothic No Out of Bounds, which is the only game category combination I could probably do in my sleep. So without further ado, I think we can just start. The timing starts the moment I hit new, pretty much the moment I hit new game, we'll be fine. So it's 3, 2, 1, go! Alright, so this is a story all about how the 5 priests that are needed to complete this game will have very unfortunate accidents and will die, and will help me get the items I need from them. Fortunately for me, unfortunately for them. So the first thing we do is we climb up this hill to prepare for the catapult glitch, which is like... It's a bit random, and the setup is something you just learn along the way. It's just, we have a... I've got a new mouse that I bought recently. You have to excuse me for some, like, weird movement quirks when it comes to the mouse. When you pause in the right frame, out of 21, then you count to 4 and unpause. And, hey, this might be good. You get, like, launched at a very high speed. Okay, this is not the best, but we could maybe work with it. So there are a couple places you can spawn, because, like, as you can probably imagine, it's pretty precise, and there's no way you're gonna know if you're... I might have just... Okay, I might have done a very stupid thing and saved on the same save slot. Okay, give me a second. I'm sorry. So normally, if I wasn't landing on this orc, I could, yeah, I forgot to make safety saves, so we're just gonna do it all again. I'm sorry, it's just a minute, it's not a biggie. But, the thing is, if I wasn't landing on that orc, there is a way to clip through that gate. So, as for, like, if that was a PB attempt, I would be resetting, because it's not the best place. But since it's a marathon run, I could probably work with the gate. The thing is, I should have made a safety save here, so that even if I get a bad place, I can still, like, work with it. This should be good. Either that or it's the gate again. Oh, okay, I can work with this as well. So we can just go. It's fine. It's fine. Like, way better than having to reset because I forgot to make a safety save. Anyway, okay, so this game is, if you haven't heard of it yet, this game is a CRPG that's been made in... Awesome. It's been made in Germany, and I'm really not making it any easier on me today. So this game has been made in Germany. It's very popular there, as it's like, it's pretty good, to be honest. And it's also popular in Poland because it had a really good, like, localization to Polish, both in terms of, like, you know, just subtitles wouldn't Just subtitles wouldn't cut it. So it also has a great, like, it's very well dubbed, so that's why it's remembered in Poland. So the thing is, where we are now is the temple, which is one of the last places in the game. The first time you enter the temple is about the 5th chapter. We didn't enter it just yet, but we will in a second. The first moment you enter the temple is about around the 5th chapter of the game out of 6, and we're just gonna do it now. And the issue with like being around the temple is that you need just one scroll from this chest here, so you can just go straight there. The issue is that you have a lot of orcs, and orcs aren't very nice. And the issue with orcs is normally, if you want to, you can help yourself a bit by saving and loading, and that makes it so that all like mobs stop for a second, like to make sure you don't get yourself into a situation where you save in front of someone that's about to hit you, something rather than someone, then they are going to stop and they're not gonna have aggro on you for like about a couple seconds. That's enough. But it doesn't work for orcs and for people. The thing I just did is obviously there's an M key in this game. Like there's always an M key. The thing is, the M key, which is the map key in this game, is very funny if you don't have a map, because every time you tap it, the nameless hero goes into like his default position. So that way, when you jump, tap M and jump again, you can just jump indefinitely. I don't like this skeleton. He sometimes just tries to kill me, so I'm gonna save and load to make sure he stays in place. And I'm just gonna go past him. So you've already seen what happens when I tap the M button while holding jump. Let's see what happens if I hold both jump and M right here on this slope. There we go. Okay. So, yeah, that's just because there was a slope there, we could go through this gate, which is pretty convenient. And now, we tap M again to gain some height and go through here. Normally, you would have to, like, make sure you use a couple of switches to get here. This whole temple is, like, pretty much a puzzle that you have to solve. Okay, I'm gonna try a strat that worked yesterday, and I'm really hope it's gonna work today. So the thing is, this is the first priest. I'm gonna save the moment he turns to talk to me. It's like a half a second or a second window. That way he doesn't use his magic, but rather takes out the melee weapon he has. Then I'm gonna... What I did in the first place, that I jumped against the wall and then strafed. This is canceling my dialogue with him, so he cannot talk to me while I'm doing this. Okay, the thing that just happened is the trapdoor is supposed to be for me. I'm supposed to fall onto these spikes, but I manipulated him into falling into these spikes, and every time I save and load, he takes damage. I just now switch the spikes to not be there. I get his weapon now, not the one that was laying on the ground, the one I looted from him, because it's needed for me to finish the game. You'll see why after I kill all 5 of them. I didn't get any experience because technically it wasn't my fault that he died. He just died from spike damage. We're gonna be canceling the dialogue by jumping onto the wall and strafing once more this run. And my issue with this was it stopped working yesterday out of nowhere. Like I didn't change anything in the game, but my setup for it was just stopped. It's my usual setup was just canceling it once again after I get on top of that piece there, whatever it is. Dude. Okay, but right now I did 2 because that works, but it took me like an hour to figure that out. This is the second priest and ultimately probably the worst, because no matter what you do, no matter how slow you decide to be, it's always gonna be random. Here you should, like normally you should switch this switch. You should use this switch, and every time you use it, a demon spawns. You should fight it and then like proceed next. But the third time the priest spawns, so I'm just gonna not like this. I'm just gonna use it 3 times, and every time I use it, or rather the second time, I'm gonna save and load so that no one can attack me, so that the demons are there, but they cannot do anything about me, and the skeletons can do anything as well, because they're just standing there. The priest is gonna talk to me. I'm gonna hide behind the... Okay, I wasn't quick enough. I was gonna hide behind the switch so that the priest cannot see me, because like for some reason the switch works this way. If he cannot see me, he cannot shoot me with his magic. Like this, more or less. And now, because the skeletons are closer to him than they are to me, they take aggro on him and they start attacking him, which is just beautiful. And the only thing I have to worry about is I have to be standing directly in front of him so that he doesn't see me, because if he does, I'm dead. Also, the moment he dies, they take aggro on me, so if I have a skeleton standing near me, I would be dead very quickly. Like, you have a very small window of... Like, if you have a skeleton, like, next to you, and the priest dies, you have about the time it takes them to hit you, to save and load, to make sure they don't. So it's sometimes a very tight window. So now that's the second priest done. Now what I did earlier was I extended my mana so that I can use this spell, and then fulfilled my mana so that I actually have mana to use this spell. And this spell is transforming into an orc's dog. And that's useful because transformation, as pretty much everything in this game, are broken, and we can use them to our advantage, which you're going to see just here. I just use the transformation on this this stone that's blocking the way, and now I'm gonna walk into the cutscene trigger and walk out of the cutscene trigger, because that skips the cutscene. That's how it works in this game. If you walk into a cutscene and then walk out of the trigger, the cutscene ends. Yeah, I'm gonna jump on top of this. Okay, so what I did is I transformed back into human in a very specific position, so that I'm behind this table, and this table is a trap. So I made him jump on top of this table, and he got into the trap instead of me. Like, if you saw the scroll that was laying there, I was supposed to get onto the table to get the scroll, and pretty much kill myself. That's how it's supposed to work. But again, we could make it so that it's to our advantage. Now I just use the dog because if you learn acrobatics, you jump on you like, it's like fast to jump forward. It's like the pretty much the fastest way of movement, but here I think it's a bit slower to be human and jump than being a dog, so that's why we like keep being a dog as long as possible here. This is the fourth priest, and it's also pretty funny when it comes to killing him. So normally you're not supposed to go into here, but I walk past the trigger that triggers the spikes, and I can walk in here again after the spikes go out. Now I cancelled his dialogue with me again by jumping this way. I then go here, make sure he doesn't see me, and when he doesn't see me, he's gonna walk towards me. At a particular moment, I'm just gonna do this, which didn't work, but we can still try it again. So now... Okay. Okay, hopefully this works. Okay, yeah, he's dead. So I just walked past the trigger again, so I can just walk on top of these spikes again and nothing happens. And now we're gonna go back and to the fifth priest, hopefully. The thing I have on my back isn't always there. It's just like if you accidentally pick up one of the melee weapons of the priests, then after you transform back into human, you equip the first weapon that's in your inventory by default for some reason. If you don't have anything equipped already. So I just jump through these spikes. This human is can be very annoying because, like, if you play this game if you run this game at first, you can underestimate how like, the humans have very long weapons, and you might be just far away from them, and you think you're far away enough, but they're still gonna kill you. And it happened to me a couple times, so it's important to be very careful around humans, because A, they have very long weapons, and B, like, longer than expected, and B, you cannot, like, you can save and load, but it's not gonna do anything to them. Ready for the fifth accident. Okay. If you jump too much to the left, you might fall onto the very bottom of this place, and we wouldn't like that. So, whoa, this is actually very good. I just screwed it up, but I like his position here. So the thing is, I need to. So what I did right now is, in Gothic, to use an item or to attack someone, you need to like hold left click and then tap W. And I'm just holding left click on him, so he's like focused. And I've been tapping W so that the moment he dies on the bottom of the temple, I have just a tiny bit of a window where I can still loot him before like it's not available as an option. So I just mash W to be able to loot him the moment he dies. And I'm kind of glad that works. Sometimes it just doesn't, and or he falls down before you can focus on him. We're gonna skip another cutscene here by jumping over the trigger. And sometimes you just cannot do it, but there's a backup strat, and it's just you need to go back to like beyond the bridge, and then come back, and that will spawn him in his normal position, but he has 0 HP, so he's dead. So you can just loot him right away, which is pretty good. I mean, it's not pretty good if you like lost the run to it, but I guess it's good enough for like marathons and whatnot. Okay, we're pretty close to time, about like a minute more, I guess. I'm gonna skip another cutscene, but this is not very like special. I don't think I've ever had this cutscene play. I'm gonna save and prepare for probably the best glitch in this game, which I screwed up now. Please kill me. I fat fingered like something else than escape, and that's why it didn't work. Okay, please. Okay, the moment he kills me, I can escape, which is I can like open the menu, which is good. So what I'm doing now is okay. What I'm doing now is I buffered it so that I paused the moment Matt Korkalom was starting to talk to me. And this game has a very like funny glitch where if you pause during the time where an NPC is talking to you and you load a save state, then the game is kind of in a locked position where it thinks someone is talking to you. Or at least is the moment they try talking to you again. But the thing is, right now, no NPC or animal or anyone or anything can attack me because they think I'm talking to someone. And I cannot open the menu even. All I can do is finish the game. So the moment I hit the fifth heart is gonna be time. And time. So yeah, this is the ending cutscene. Just because if I skip it, I'm still here because of the glitch, I think. And yeah, the game should close, but because of the glitch, I'm still here and I still cannot be attacked. So that would be it for Gothic No Out of Bounds. And thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the rest of the marathon. And I know we're a bit behind schedule, so shoutouts to the entire Gothic community. If you want to learn this game, I made a tutorial for it. It's on YouTube. So thank you very much for having me. And